know how to do this. You guys, like, I'm an introvert person, okay? I may seem like bubbly and excited and like hyped on social media, but if you meet me in person, I'm kind of like totally awkward, totally introverted. That's just my personality, okay? And I was like, I don't know how to do this, but I'm just gonna do it. You guys, in 27 days, I made over $1,500. Okay, 15. That's not even including like any commissions, bonuses, nothing. Like that was cash. Like that was our wrap cash that I made. All right, 27 days, and I double promoted to Ruby. All right, and it was a lot harder to go Ruby than it is right now. Okay, that's just facts. And so I went Ruby in 27 days. I went Diamond in 3 months. After that, okay, I kept just saying, like, what's next? What's next? What's next? I didn't even know what I was doing, but I just kept asking, like, what's next? All right. I blocked my enroller like 5 bajillion times. All right. That's just how I was as an asshole. Let's just put it out there. And I did. I didn't want her help. I didn't want to be trained. I just was one of those stubborn people that just wanted to do whatever I wanted to do on my own. And it was not beneficial. Yes, I still promoted, but it was not beneficial to do that at all whatsoever. Okay. Anyway, so I went diamond in 3 months. I went double in 7 months. All right. After I came back from conference, I think it was, and I went double. All right. This is where life got sticky. It got messy because life is going to happen regardless if you're in this business or you're out of this business. It's still going to happen no matter what. Does anybody else agree with me? Drop a 1 in the chat if you've ever experienced life in this business. Or even just general life things happening. I want to know, like, we're all human here together. So I had life happen. I ended up going through a divorce. I ended up having to fight for custody for my kids. It was a sticky situation. It was a messy situation. It was one of those situations where I thought my life was completely falling apart. Everything good I ever worked for, I felt like was completely gone except this business. Like this business was the only thing that wasn't gone. Okay. And so I had to fight for full custody of my kids, and thank God that I had this business. Thank God that I had fast success. You know, I always say that God blessed me with fast success because he knew the dark storm that was about to come to my life. Okay. And I believe that to this day. Amen, Jesus. Okay. And so here I was. I had this full-time income. I was a double diamond, and I was able to take care of my kids. I was able to transition from being married into being a single mom, you guys. But this was hard. Okay. Literally, I found myself, I stepped away from my business, not completely, but I wasn't working to my full potential. Okay. I didn't quit, but I just wasn't working to my full potential at this point. And I remember I found myself in my closet with wine, don't judge me, and with scripture written just on like paper, just I was writing scripture and crying my eyes out and drinking. I didn't know what to do. Like, I'm not an alcoholic, okay, like I used to be, but I wasn't at this point in my life. All right. And I was just writing scripture. I was sad. I was depressed. Like, anybody ever go through anything in their life and they're just sad and you were just depressed and felt like you were in a dark spot and you didn't know what you were gonna do? Literally, you guys, the next day of having my 6-hour like crying session in my closet, like I was in the War Room movie, okay? I got up the next day and worked my business. I literally went from a diamond paid person all the way to triple diamond in 28 days. 28 days, I went from diamond paid to triple. Okay. And that was crazy. How it happened, I have no idea. Okay. I just started working. All right. And so I got triple. I got all the things. I became a top 5 distributor enroller out of the entire company, 5 different times that year. And that was awesome. That was awesome to be able to achieve my goals and do all the things. It was exciting. But then I moved back home. Okay. Has anybody ever surrounded themselves with toxicity? Toxic, drama, people, family members that weren't good for you? Drop a 2 in the chat and let me know that I'm not alone here. Okay. So I surrounded myself with people that were just toxic and mean and negative, and they brought me down and they would say mean things to me. And literally I found myself again in just this dark spot where, as anybody, when they deal with things in life, do you ever run from it and like run from God instead of running to God with bad situations or good situations? You kind of like start blaming God and you start like not understanding, like, why would you allow this to happen to me? Like, why me? Why do I have to go through this? Well, that was my point in my life, was I was like, how? Like, I had a thriving business, Like, I didn't lose rank. I didn't have anything bad happen. Literally, I walked away from a thriving business again, number two. Okay. And I went and got a job. I started working as a nurse. I was like, I'm going to do both. I can do both. It's fine. But then I wasn't happy. I couldn't sleep. I started surrounding myself with my family members who were toxic and mean and negative, and it wasn't a good space for me, you guys. And I was working. I had my 3 kiddos. It was me all alone. I didn't have like any family in that time that was like helping me or there or anything like that. Their dad wasn't in their life, none of that stuff, right? So this was, anybody have an aha moment or like a never again moment that you never want to experience again? This was mine. Okay. I literally walked into my house. I was exhausted. I just worked 12, 13 hours. I walked into my house and I was tired. All 3 of my kids come to me. They want my attention. They want to hug me. They want to talk to me. They want to do all the things, you know, when you walk in, your kids miss you. I didn't acknowledge any of it. None of it. I felt like I was a zombie that hasn't slept for 3 days. I felt like my life was literally ripped from me at this point. And I remember walking into my kitchen and just sliding down my counters until I hit the floor, and I just bursted out bawling. Like, how? Like, and I always cry at this point, but like, how did you allow me to get here? Like, God, why are you punishing me? Why do I have to be here? I knew that I was meant for more. I knew that I wanted more in my life. I knew that my kids deserve more. Like, most importantly, I knew. And here I walked away from a thriving business, surrounded myself with toxicity, and here I was, a Ruby paid distributor, okay, and I was failing. I was failing in my dreams. I was failing in life. I was failing miserably, just mentally, okay. And this is where my kids came over to me like, Mommy, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong with you? Just wanting to understand like what's wrong with their mom, okay. And all I could do was just hug them and say like, I'm not meant to be right here. I know there's more. I've already had more. I've already experienced that. I know what it is. You guys, I woke up the next day and I quit my job. I woke up and I quit my job and I walked away from it, even just as a Ruby paid distributor. I quit my nursing job and I said, no more. I packed up my stuff. I moved everything in storage, and I took my kids and we traveled for 3 months to just travel, to experience life again, to just, don't want to say find happiness, because happiness comes within you, but just to give myself a different atmosphere, a different surrounding, okay? And so I moved my family to South Carolina after we traveled. But I've been in this business ever since. I've been going on 2 years strong, almost. We just got our triple diamond back, and we're working on structuring ourselves for Prez. We just had like 4 or 5 diamonds and new double diamonds pop and rubies and emeralds, and we have new people structured for diamond right now. We almost have 1 girl structured for triple at this point. And like, that was just like a total of 16 months to be exact, of consistent work, going from Ruby to triple to almost popping another triple to and popping all these diamonds and doubles. You know, that's my walk through this business and through my life. And one thing it has taught me is stop running from God, Montana, and stop running from issues and problems and valleys, and go ahead and have faith and walk those valleys, no matter how it feels, no matter what emotions come. You know, so I want to encourage you guys to just walk those valleys.
Oh, girl, so good. I love you. So let's meat and potatoes, okay? Because I feel like that's a lot of the things that happens where we're like, oh my God, Jade gets on or who is it? Ashley Mayfield gets on, but we never hear meat and potatoes. We always joke around about that. She doesn't give us nothing, you know? So you just had all these.
I did.
Hold on. You just had all these promotions on your team. What does like a day in the life of Montana look like as a single mama with 3 kids running around? How do you work your business daily? And do you have a non-negotiable list or like a 6 list that you do every single day? And can you share that with us? Let me see if I can unmute you. I'm sorry.
No, I was yelling at my kids. I yell at them a lot. No, I'm just kidding. Honestly, when it comes to being a mom and being a single mom and doing all the things and also being in business, you have to give yourself some grace. Okay. Just like I'm on the Zoom right now and I have this one up in my business right here. Okay. It's just like that. Don't give yourself some grace and understand that no matter how bad you want to schedule, you just need to go with the flow. Okay. Yes, you need to have your non-negotiables and you need to have, if you need to work on a schedule, that's fine. That's great. Am I like echoing? Yeah, that was weird.
Real quick, hold on guys. If you can just stay muted, because it's as soon as you unmute yourself, we can hear all the background noise and then things start getting funky. So if you can just turn up the volume on your phone or on your computer, but make sure you're muted, that way you can hear everything, then we won't get any background noise. Okay, I think you're good. Go ahead.
Okay, so you want to understand to embrace the chaos. Most people want to schedule. Most people want those certain things, but you have to understand that you have to embrace that chaos. And I was somebody that wanted to work off a schedule, that wanted to literally like put like A, B, C in this time frame, but it made my life miserable. Literally, it really did. So I've just learned to embrace the chaos and just embrace the turns as it goes throughout my day. Okay, my non-negotiables every single day is one, host a post. Host a post is the first thing I put up every single day. The first thing I do. Okay, stories, posted on my stories. I'm gonna tell you what, I run 99% of my business in my stories. Okay, I make videos in my stories. I don't just put pictures in my stories. That allows people to know who I am. Okay, that is the most important part, is making those videos in your stories and on your page as well, because people need to know who you are. Okay, number 3 would be following up with people. If I have a conversation with somebody in the morning time, I'm following up with them tonight. I don't waste no time. Okay, number 4 would be obviously posting on my Facebook. I'm very consistent with posting on my Facebook every day, and it's not just something like, hey, join my team, or hey, here's a bottle of water, do you want it? You know what I mean? Like, no, you need to put some like feelings and emotions and like take a picture of you with this bottle of water. All right, people need to see your pretty face and they need to see your bottle of water. You know what I mean? They need to see that kind of stuff, and they need to know you're real. And don't be afraid to talk about those motivational things. Okay, the other one would be show up for my team. So I love going live for my team and talking about those things. I always say the best distributor that I have on my team would be somebody that I mentor with life. Okay, because when you can choose to mentor someone's life, their business will thrive automatically. Okay, and I always speak that into my team all the time. So if you're looking at your team, like, how do I mentor this distributor? How do I mentor them to do this? Guess what? Teaching someone to sign customers and distributors is great. Okay, that's the easy part. Teaching someone strength and work ethic, that's the part that needs to be done right away when you're training a new team member. Okay, so those are kind of like my meat and potatoes. What other question did you ask?
So you already told me those are like your non-negotiables, like more like we call it the 6 list or whatever daily. Yeah. I know my girls had some questions, which I agree with. That's all, every single thing. I did the same exact thing. And I love that you said you talk videos, stories.
Yes.
Because a lot of people don't do that. When they fill their story, they just put pictures. They don't actually talk.
Right.
Which you're total, it seems like you're just like me. I've been in this 7 years and I am a hot mess express and I just embrace it and work. I don't have like a very good schedule. They said, how do you stay organized?
Well, with staying organized, I have everything in my notes app. And so I organize that way. So that's one way that I stay organized on that part, like on scripts part, because I am a script girl. I use scripts with everything. They're my own personal ones that I personally use. But you want to make sure you put your touch on everything. The other thing is I have like a whole notebook of things that I want to talk about, like different Zooms and things like that I want to talk about, different tips, different things that I want to go over, and I will organize that. Something else that I did that really changed my business back in January was I wrote out all my scripts for the entire month. Okay, not all my scripts, all my posts. Okay, for an entire month. So that allowed me to like think less and do more when I did that. And also I went through my team page too, which is something you guys could do, is you can do things in topics. So for an example, for all new distributors, you could have something that handles all new distributors and you can just post topics to it. That's something that really helped my team. So I'm always looking at new ways of like, how can I get organized for my team's sake? That way they can find things. But guys, you just have to embrace the chaos. I know the things I need to be doing every single day. I know that I have to show up for personal development. I know that I have to show up for my team and go live every single day. I know that I have personal mentoring Zooms I have to do every day, which won't apply to if you don't have a team yet, and that's okay, you'll get there. But I know that I need to go live on my personal page. I know that I need to do stories on my personal page, and I know I need to do hacks. Okay, those are the things that I know I need to do. Those are my non-negotiables, no matter what, no matter how busy I am. And you guys, like, I'm homeschooling my kids this year too, and I know not everybody has to do that, but I am homeschooling my kids this year by choice, not by force. But by choice, you know, and just like all of us, we're able to homeschool our kids the last 5 months, whether you liked it or not, kind of had to do it. But you're already kind of like in that motion of doing things, you know? So for me, I personally get up at 5:30 every single morning, okay, when I'm actually in a schedule. So if you ask me for a schedule, I would be like, I get up at 5:30 and I go to bed at 11:30. That would be like my schedule, okay? Everything in between is just chaos some days. But yeah, so those are kind of like my meat and potatoes.
5:30 a.m. I can't even.
Well, we do like work Zoom. So for my team, I do 2 to 3 work Zooms every single day for them. And that really helps too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. How are you pushing through summer? Are you feeling a little bit like maybe you or your team are like getting distracted, or how are you guys staying motivated? Not motivated, that's the wrong word. Disciplined.
So I have noticed a few distractions from my team this month. I haven't felt it like these last few months, but definitely I have noticed it this month, but it's only from a few people. So the way that I'm trying to keep everybody focused and disciplined is just going through and reminding everybody of what their goals is. I have no problem sacrificing, okay? I know that a short-term sacrifice is going to reward me long-term. I know that, okay? But not everybody understands that. So if you don't understand that, I'm telling you right now, you have to sacrifice right now in order to have those long-term results, okay? If you want to pay off your car, if you want to save money, if you want to be debt-free, if you want to do all those things, it's going to start right now, okay? Not in a couple of months when kids go back to school, not 5 months ago, but like right now on you staying focused so you can sacrifice, okay? And I hate calling it sacrifice. I like to look at it more like an investment, because when you invest something, you always get like a return, right? And so this is my investment, okay? We have 1 day a week where me and my kids go and do things as a family. So Saturdays are usually our day where we go and do stuff. This is where I put down my phone. We go have family time. We go out and do something fun, even if it's just like out on a nature walk away from people, whatever it is, okay? But those other 6 days of the week, I'm investing. Okay, I'm investing into my kids' future. I'm investing into my future. I'm investing into the things that I want, because without investing, you will get no reward from that, okay? If you're in this business right now and you're just like, I'm 50%, I'm 30%, I'm 20%, your reward will be 0, okay? Because you need to be at 100%. You need to be at 110% if you want the results that you want, even if you just want $500, okay? Your commitment has to be there. Right? So, and another thing I'm doing is, like I said, we do 3 work Zooms a day. So that really helps people stay focused, because we do 30 minutes. We don't do like the hour-long power sessions. We do 30 minutes, okay? So that really helps. And then I go live every single day on my team page. So that really helps too. And then I connect with my team on a daily basis. So I'll just call them, you know, spur of the moment. Hey, hi. I'm here in your face. What you doing? And so we do stuff like that too, and they're used to that. My team's used to that. But yeah, so that's what we're kind of doing is just, and we're gonna redo dream boards in August. And so I think that will really help a lot too, just to have that reminder. And we're going to do it as a team together because I feel like it's like that, 7-month mark, 8-month mark. I don't even know what it is, but it's in the in between. Okay. And we need to redo them and revision and have those goals because sometimes you can get a little lost on your journey.
So discipline we get, right? How do you keep your mind? Because I noticed that's one of the biggest things that gets people is their mental state. They go and they just, it's like they become paralyzed when things happen. So how do you keep your mental state in a good place?
Okay, so you all might not like my answer, but a mental state is by choice. Okay, it is by choice. So if you want to have a good mental state, it's going to be by choice. All right. So have you ever got that feeling where you're like working and you get like, sorry for the cussing, but you get pissed off? All right. You get really, really mad and you get frustrated because you're probably getting like lots of no's, or your team isn't working, or you're just having a bad day, whatever it is. Get up and move. Okay, I can't tell you this enough. Get up and move completely out of that room, okay? Because you're building up negative energy. And I know you can call me crazy, okay? I thought the girl was crazy when she told me this too. Literally, legit, I was like, you're nuts, all right? But I was like, I'll try it. But it really helps is I'll get out in the sun and I'll go and work in the sun, okay? And get some sun outside, get that vitamin D going, get the happiness flowing, okay? And that's what I gotta do. You know, that really helps my mental state, and I want to grow. When you don't want to grow, then you won't. And just in general, you won't. So if you want to have a good mental state, if you want to change that around, if you want to grow, it's going to require you to stretch. Listen, I tell my team this all the time. Is anybody, let me ask you this, if we can get like a team participation, like real quick, okay? Is anybody here comfortable in their business? Like you're getting comfortable with the way you talk to people, you're getting comfortable going live, you're getting comfortable enrolling customers or distributors, or you're getting comfortable with your rank. Like, is anybody here comfortable at all? Can you guys like drop a yes or a no in the chat for me, like at all? Just tell me what you really feel, okay? And tell me, yes, no. Okay. Okay. All right. So here's what I'm going to tell you. And if you know me, I'm always going to be the one to bring honesty to you. And not always be blunt. Just love me for it and accept it. Okay. So if you are comfortable right now, this means your business is taking 10 steps backwards. All right. At no point in your business should you ever feel comfortable. Okay. Ever. You should never feel comfortable with your rank. You should never feel comfortable in what you're doing because guess what? It's like this. And I told my team this earlier. You know when you go and get knee surgery, right? You got to have rehab, right? The person has to come in and like teach you how to move your knee again and like stretch and grow and understand what your limitations are. And then they push you past your limitation even when it hurts and it's painful. That's growth, okay? Growth is painful. Growth is uncomfortable. Growth means you have to be stretched. Growth means you need to do things that you normally would not do. All right? So you cannot get comfortable. If you will say yes to that question right now, you have already taken 10 steps backward in your business. Okay? That's not okay. You cannot get comfortable or you're not growing. All right? So you have to think about that. And something I told my team right now is this. Does anybody here have an accountability partner? Is that still like a thing? I don't even know. But I don't even know. I've never had one. Like actually had one, you know? Think I scare people? No, I'm just kidding. But if you have an accountability partner, you want to look for somebody who is better than you. Okay, you want to surround yourself with people who are better than you. And don't let that stroke your ego. Okay, you cannot have ego in this business. I learned that the hard way. Okay, don't do it. don't do it, right? So you want to find somebody who's better than you. Maybe they enroll customers better than you. Maybe they enroll distributors better than you, and you want to dive into their lifestyle. Look at how they go live. Look at how they talk. Look at how they carry themselves. Look at any trainings they do, maybe on YouTube or their page or in their team page or whatever it is. And you don't have to even have a conversation with them, okay? If they're like triple prez ambassador, don't even matter. You can dive into their lifestyle right there just by their videos, all right? You want to surround yourself with people who are better than you, so that way you can grow. Because if you have an accountability partner who's at the same level than you, you're not going to grow. There's no way. There's no way for you to grow when you have somebody at that same level. So that's something that honestly helped me this year. Because when I enrolled 89 customers in a month, I said I have to go find somebody that enrolls 100, because I don't know how to enroll 100. And so that's what I did. I went and found an ambassador that enrolls 100, and I said, hey, you don't know me, but I'm going to be watching you, and can I be on your team page? And I just learned. I didn't have to bug her every day, but I just wanted to learn. I wanted to know what she did and how her work ethic was and figure that out, okay? When you want to go somewhere where you haven't been, you have to dive into somebody else's lifestyle that already has that, okay? So for an example, you know, like I told my girls earlier, if you want to grow in your faith, you don't go talk to an atheist. If you want to grow your bank account, you don't talk to somebody who's broke. If you want to work on your marriage, you don't talk to me because I'm divorced. And if you want to work on any of that stuff, you know what I mean? You want to talk to somebody who is proficient and better than you in that area. Does that make sense? And so that's how you grow your mindset. That's how you decide that you're going to stretch yourself and consistently stretch yourself. And you will get into funks. You will get into that mindset of, I don't want to do this today. I'm mad today. Sorry, hold on. I'm mad today. I don't feel like it today, but you have to get up and do it anyways, regardless, and show up to that Zoom and show up to that live and talk to that potential customer and do all the things no matter how you feel. So work off discipline, not your emotions, okay? Don't allow temporary emotions affect your long-term results.
True. I'm just like, yes, yes, yes. Yes. So, okay. Here's what I mean by meat and potatoes. What does a DT conversation look like for you?
Okay. Let me do one at a time so I don't get sidetracked because I have squirrel brain. So with the DT conversation, I have mine already scripted out. What I personally do is if they comment on a post, I'm going to message them and I'm going to send them something like, I'm going to send it to you guys in the chat real quick. So that way you guys can just look at it. Hold on.
This is my smoothie. It looks good.
Okay, so here's my first initial conversation right here. So if they commented on the post or anything, even if it's a hosted post, this is the message they are getting. Okay, so that's my first message. It's personalized. It talks about me. And it talks just basics about what they would be doing in the business, okay? Now, if they want to, they want more information, okay, I always end my conversation usually with a question. If they want to have more information, I just send them a short 3-paragraph thing. First, it's going to be about the company and like how it's been around for almost 20 years. It's a Christian-based company, and how it's helped me as a single mom. The second part is how much it is to get started, what they get in their kits, their website's made for them. And then the third part of them is called like your visualization. You need to get people to visualize them that they're already here, that they're already seeing success and how this is going to benefit them. That's what this is about. When you want to sign distributors, you need to inspire them and you need to visualize with them, okay? And that's the thing, is that's the key to signing distributors. Whether it's in your post, whether it's in your videos, whether it's in your conversation, you need to inspire them. You need to help them visualize, because a lot of people do want more. They just can't visualize themselves actually having more. So that's our job. Like, that's literally your job, is to help other people visualize that they can have more. And that's my distributor conversation, period. Okay. Now, if they come back to me like, hey, is this real? Because you're always going to have objections, okay? People are going to always find excuses. It's your job to help them find solutions. So that's my DT conversation.
I love it. That's good. Do you know what I mean by meat and potatoes? Like, we'll like watch Ashley Mayfield, but we're like, but what is it really? Like, but give us real, like, but what's your script, you know? Like,
I got
that's what we always joke around about. All right, so I've just got some questions down here that people. Okay, I obviously know the answer to this, but it's always good to hear from a lot of other people in this company, especially successful people, is do you have people that sign up and quit right away?
Hell yeah. Oh yeah. Heck yeah. They want to quit, they quit. Okay. You guys, I do not. I will not. I'm going to give you a prime example. Okay. We're going to talk about this one real quick. I had a personal friend that decided she was going to sign up with the business. Okay. She signed up. One of her personal friends said, "Oh, Jessica," she said, "that business takes too much work." All right. And she came back to me and said, "Montana, did I just make a mistake? Like, is this take too much work? Because I just want this as my part-time income. I don't know if I can actually do this." Okay. Have you had anybody actually say that to you guys before? I said, and this might be ballsy for y'all, but I'm just blunt and honest. I'll never sugarcoat anything, and I never have. Okay. I said, listen, this will be the last time I go back and forth with you. You're either going to want this business or you're not going to want this business. I will mentor you 100% to succeed in this business. I said, but you're taking my family time by me mentoring you. So I need to know now whether you're serious or you're not serious. I know you can do this. I believe in you, but I will not force you to want this success. Okay? That is exactly what I said. And I will say that to anybody. Whether you want to quit, I am not going to talk you into your success. Okay? You either want it or you don't. Now, there's a difference between saying, I tried, but you didn't really, and I quit. Okay? That's a difference. I'm not going to talk you into that. But if you come to me and say, hey, I'm having issues with this. Can you help me find solutions? I'm going to say, absolutely. That's a different perspective. That's a growing mind perspective. Okay? That's a growing mind question. All right? That means you're still willing to learn. You're still willing to be teachable. So that's the difference.
I love that. That is ballsy, because a lot of people wouldn't do that because people are so into the drag pool chase mindset and desperation.
And I used to be there too. In the beginning of my business, I had to learn, and I used to be there too. But it drains me. I can't do it. You should not drain me like this when it's your success and not mine. You know, and so I won't do it. It's not that I'm mean. It's not that I'm hateful. It's that I literally can't pull you to want your success. You got to wake up and want it.
Steph, she's echoing again. I'm echoing. Everybody's echoing. It's because she has two things running. It's happened to me before. I don't know where she went.
It's okay.
That's so true, though. It's because you've grown. It's because you've grown through your business, and you've seen really, really highs and really, really lows. And no matter what, the people that are going to come in and work are going to work and going to want it. But you establish that relationship where I want to help you in a solution-minded way, not let's complain. I love that so much. It's so freaking good. So freaking good.
Girl, when people ask me, is this hard? I won't even sign them. I'm like, I just don't know if this is for you.
Well, it's not easy, but it's simple. That's what I say. It's a simple tasks to do on a daily basis. No one said it was easy. You have to learn how to grow in your mind, and you have to get over the nose and pull your big girl panties up.
Yeah.
And I promise you,
you have to think about this. My team asks me this question a lot. She'll be like, Montana, I'm trying to get this girl to pre-sell, but she's just not putting in the effort. Then you don't want her on your team. Okay? Or I signed this distributor, but I'm giving her task and she's not willing to do it. Okay. Go to her, have that conversation, ask her to show up if she wants to show up for her success. After that, you move on. okay? Because you can't drag yourself down while trying to pull other people along with you. You want to sign people who want this. You want to sign people who want to work hard, who have the vision, who want to learn the vision if they don't have the vision yet, who are teachable. I always say this, as long as you are hardworking and you are teachable, you can succeed in this business. Simple as that, okay? But you got to have both.
It's so true. I always say, as long as you're willing to do the things I teach you, like I can't help you unless you're not willing to do the things I teach you. Like that, my hands are thrown up, you know?
Yeah.
Jake has a question for you.
Yeah.
Anna, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I don't know where you are.
Right here.
Oh.
She's right
I'm right here.
There's like,
In a little square bubble.
where's she at? All right, I got a question. I didn't hear the rest of it, but I heard what you were talking about just there. If you had to pick one thing, and whether you're making $100 and you have one teammate, or you making 10,000 and you have 50, what is the best way to help your team work, in your opinion?
Okay, so if I have one or if I had 100, the best thing that has ever changed my business was this: being selfless and putting the focus on my team's success, and the leader goes last. I'm telling you, I know that sounds crazy, but that is one of the things that most of the people we sign in this business are yellow, y'all. Okay, they just are. They really are. And so when we can dive into what makes this person tick, what helps them, how do they learn, what type of success do they want, and we can help them focus on them, okay? And we can help them focus on their promotion, and we kind of take the focus off ourselves for a second and become selfless instead of selfish. That, I tell you what, it combines a family and it rises everybody up. This is what we have been doing for the last 6 months on my, well, really the last 16 months on my team, is learning how to be selfless, but being able to be selfish when it's your time. Okay, so that's something I learned from Ashley Mayfield that really changed my business a lot. Was it's fine to be selfish during your time, but most of the time you need to be selfless and focus on, what does my team need? How can I help this next person go Ruby? How can I help this next person go Emerald? Okay, so that's step one into it. All right, step two is learning to develop their life. Okay, when you can get somebody learning to develop their personal life, it's going to carry over to their business. I always say this: your business life and your personal life are always going to intertwine. Always. So how you deal with things in your life is going to be how you deal with things in your business, and vice versa. So when you can grow somebody in their life situations and what they're going through life and strengthen them on that part, it's going to carry over into their business. Okay. One of the main things, and people ask me this all the time, do you do like loyal customer trainings and distributor trainings? I don't. I do not, literally at all. I do work sessions. Most of my Zooms or trainings that I personally do is going to mentor you and to have a better life, how to strengthen it, how to strengthen relationships, how to deal with hard times, and motivational too. So it's all about solutions to things that you walk through in your life. So that's honestly something that I love and that I, preach on all the time, that has helped my team so much and develop that family mentality too.
I really like all of that. And my next question will be, and this is the last question I got. If your team sees you doing nothing without you.
Okay, there we go. I had to close it. My boys are so loud.
If your team sees you doing nothing, do they work without you? Or does it lead by example?
Oh, so it's absolutely lead by example. You have to learn how to lead by example, 100%, okay? Now, that can go both ways, all right? Now, if I take a vacation, for example, like I had to move, my team still worked without me regardless, okay? But that comes later. That's how you strengthen leaders, but that's at a later time, okay? But majority of your business, you have to lead by example. If you should be, like Cheyenne Knox says, you should be the top enroller out of your entire team, always and consistently, okay? And I'm always a top enroller out of my entire team, month after month, okay? But the key here is, and Chad Kneller will tell you this one, is it's fun to be the top enroller, but it's funner to create top enrollers too. And so by doing that, first, you have to learn how to become a top enroller. Second, you have to learn how to duplicate into other people so they can become top enrollers.
Good.
Okay, I have a question.
Thank you.
Since
You're
you
welcome.
about that, I want to piggyback off of that. So you just said you be your, basically you be your own first rock star, and then you teach them how to duplicate. How do you feel like you really duplicate signing loyal customers and signing distributors in your entire organization? Because I know that there are a lot of people on here who I do feel like a lot of it is a mental block, and then there's the skill behind it, right? So how do you teach duplication in your team, whether they've been in for a while or it's a brand new distributor? How do you teach them to get their first 6 loyal customers? How do you teach them to start signing distributors?
Okay, so the first thing I do is nobody responds without me. Okay, that is the first thing. So for example, Stephanie, if I signed you today, I would give you a task and say, hey, go message this person. This is how you do it. This is where you find these people, right? Do not respond without me. So what you're going to do is you're going to send those snapshots to me, and I'm going to show you what to say. Now, every response I give you, I'm going to tell you to save it into your notes app and label it. Okay, so that's how you stay organized, and that's how you know what it's for, and that's how you learn how to teach customers. I have done the whole like just sending them scripts and like trying to teach them that way, but the hands-on thing, yes, it takes more effort, yes, it takes more time, but it also has helped me create 7+ people who can enroll 20, 50 customers every single month too. You know, so the hands-on approach is by far my favorite approach. That's one right there. Step 2 would be work sessions. If you have work sessions, have your leader or yourself, whatever it is, physically show your phone and show you like how to do things. Okay. And that's hands-on learning too, and visual learning too. So that really helps too, is having them show up to those work sessions. Now, if you have somebody who's just not willing to show up to the work sessions and they're not willing to learn, they're not willing to send you snapshots, then I'm sorry about you, because I don't know how else to help you. And I'm going to be bluntly honest about that, you know? And I feel like that's the biggest connection, is we all like to, not me, but we all like to sugarcoat things to like not sound as like harsh or sound as mean. But you know what? Every person needs that one person in their life who is just honest with them, loving but honest with them, you know. And so that hands-on approach and that visualization approach it's really worked a lot.
Love it. Autumn, did you have any more questions over there? I just kind of took over with Jake's questions, so I'll.
No, that was good. That was really good. And I 100% agree. Well, y'all know me on the focusing on other people. Like that is every promotion, everything. Like it's all about building a solid business, and you guys building the rapport with your team, building the friendships. Like, and I mean, we're a family. Like legit, we do life together. Like this is a huge part of our life. Huge part of our life. You know, you can't deny that. So I love that, because I love hearing that other people lead or feel the same way I do about that.
Well, like I always tell my leaders this, just to piggyback off of what you just said, is yes, you come in this business selfish. That's okay. Okay. You're allowed to, and that's perfectly fine. Embrace that. Okay. Be selfish, go Ruby, then turn around and be selfless and teach your team how to go Ruby. Okay, that's the biggest thing, is there's certain times, yes, to say yes to yourself and to be selfish, and that's okay. Don't apologize for that. All right. But majority of the time you should be selfless and turn around and say, who can I help go Ruby next? Okay. Pick 2 people if that's all you can start with. Pick 1 person if that's all you can start with. Okay. And turn around and just pour life into them, pour mentorship into them, pour love and belief and confidence into them. Okay. They need that. You might be the only person in their life that does that for them. Okay. And that is the biggest thing that has really helped my team, because my team prior, I was selfish. I didn't care about other people's promotions. I didn't understand. I'm not an empath, far away from an empath, okay? And far away from like sensitive feelings at all, period. But I had to learn, and that's growth. That is so much growth right there. And you can have that growth too, you know, but you have to just turn around and just help those people who want to be helped, and just help those people who want to work with you. Stop dragging people, okay? When they want to come back around, let them come back around. But until then, you got to focus on that next person who wants to promote, that next person that wants to work on their business and that wants to be poured into. You know, turn around and help people, and ask yourself, what's next and who's next? 2 biggest questions right there every month that you should be asking.
Girl, do you hear yourself how much yellow is coming out? I'm so proud of you.
I know.
She's like 100% red, y'all. And yeah, I love that. I think that the biggest thing in the world, and the most biggest, I talk to a lot of people about this, you guys, is the biggest blessing in the world is when you start to grow in this business, and seeing other people make money is the best feeling ever. When they come to you and get excited, and you get to be a part of that. The fact that we get to help other people. Now that is by maybe matching you with an LC or a DT, because, you know, I work, you work. But the fact that we get to do that and help other people and realize that this business is not about us and it's about other people, it's like, it's very fulfilling, and it makes you grow, and it's going to make your paycheck grow as well. So right on, girlfriend. I'm trying to see if I have any other questions. What are you doing with your team? How are you having people promote? So like, let's say when you guys were re-ranked, or, you know, you were just getting your rank back and you had all these brand new promotions, like, what did you do? Did you do a 90-day run? How did you guys prepare for it? All the jazz.
Honestly, it comes back to what I just said. I put everybody else's. I was not running for my triple. I mean, in the back of my mind, I was running for my triple, but not in front of me. Okay, I really wasn't. What I did is I just said, who wants to promote and who wants to run with it? And I had all these girls say yes. Okay, so I took out all the charts. I charted everybody for them. We got down to the nitty gritty of like who needs what volume, how many distributors you need, broke down to how many customers you need per day, which is extremely important. If you don't know your numbers, then you're not serious. Okay, it's kind of like if you say you want to pay off debt, but you don't know down to the cent of what you owe, then you're not serious about paying off debt. And you have to know down to the nitty gritty, right? So that's what we did. And I just put everybody else's chart in front of me. We did weekly mentoring sessions where I got like on one-on-one with them, and I filled my whole day with mentoring sessions. We did 3 Zooms every single day, and we just worked, and we FaceTimed, and we talked about the things when we were having hard times, and we just focused, and we just worked. And that's literally what we did. We didn't allow and we prayed. Oh my Lord Jesus, we prayed so much. Okay, we prayed together every single day, multiple times a day. And the biggest thing, you guys, that changed was my leadership started making training videos. Okay, so instead of me going live all the time, my rubies and above stepped up. So if you're Ruby and above right now, you got to step up. This is me calling you up. You need to be doing training videos. You need to be getting on that team page. You need to be going live. You need to be offering your tips or motivation or inspiration. If you have a team chat or a work chat, whatever it is, and you need to show up. If you plan to go diamond, you got to start acting that rank now, not when you go that rank. Okay, and that's something that you really got to start working on too. So that's really all we did, and we just pulled it all together consistently.
Yep. I love it. I love it. Any of you guys have any questions for Montana that I have not already asked? And I don't want to keep you too much longer, because, you know, it is the end of the month. Just throw them in the chat. Don't be shy. Steph, do you have anything else?
You chart everybody.
I mean, God, we could talk forever. So, I guess if I had a question specifically, this may be over some people's heads, because if you're brand new or if you're a diamond and above, it's a little bit different when you're talking leadership. But when you're charting everybody out, when you're looking at everybody's charts, especially like when somebody's trying to go diamond, they're trying to build an emerald and a ruby. But then when you get to double, you've got legs branching off and you've got leaders popping. Are you charting for everybody? You know how recently I feel like Jade Hooper has shifted and said, I used to only work in certain spots and now I will talk to anybody that's on my team. So whether somebody's like brand new or somebody's, like where Autumn and I are you charting everybody on your team that wants help no matter what leg they're in, where they're at, what rank they are? Like, how do you balance that leadership wise as you're like now going for your presidential, if that makes any sense?
Okay. So going for me personally, and this is just my perspective, no matter what my rank is, I'm always going to chart them and I'm always going to treat them as an equal to me. Okay, so it does not matter if I am presidential, if I am ambassador, if I'm double ambassador or black diamond, I'm still going to do my dang hardest to, one, know the people on my team, and two, chart the people that I can. Okay, so with my team right now, obviously I can still chart that. That's manageable. That's not something that's going to take extreme time from me, and I can chart that. But my diamonds and above, what I have them do is chart their team and chart their people, run their numbers, and then they just double check it with me. Does that make sense? They always come back to me for double checking on all volumes because they're still learning and they will still make mistakes. Heck, I still make mistakes and I have Chad double check my stuff. You know what I mean? And so it's always better to have 4 eyes on something instead of just 2 with some confusion. Okay. So yeah, I still chart everybody that wants to be charted at the beginning of every month. I ask everybody, hold on. So at the beginning of the month, I ask everybody who wants to be charted. If they come up and they say they want to be charted, I will chart them. Of course, if they don't have any distributors under them, I can't chart you, and I will let them know like, hey girl, you got to get some distributors first and then I can chart you. But majority, yeah, I will just chart them unless it's with my diamonds that feel comfortable enough to chart.
So Jamie had a question in the chat. What is your favorite thing to do with your team? Like what fires you up?
So my favorite thing to do with my team, oh my God, going live, okay? Like that's one of my favorite things right there. And then one of the other favorite things is our work sessions in the evening time. We always jam out to some music and I dance around and be stupid and they have a good giggle out of that. And so those are like my favorite things to do with them. I know there's like that bingo game out there. We haven't tried that. But just going live and talking to my team, and then sometimes I'll bring other people on with me too, and we'll go live in the team page like that. So that's really fun. But most importantly, I love seeing my leaders go live. Like I have a brand new distributor who enrolled like 20 customers, right, in her first like 3 weeks into the business, and she went live. She's not even structured for anything, but she just went live. That's exciting for me. That pumps me up. That pumps the rest of my team up too. And one of the things that I forgot to share this. One of the things that pumps my team up is this. When I sign a distributor and then they go enroll like 10, 15 customers, that makes my current team believe like, oh crap, maybe I should listen to Montana because she knows what she's doing, and comes back and snaps back from the aliens, And so that kind of pumps them up too.
What do you do in your work sessions? Are you giving them tasks or are you just literally sitting down and working together?
Oh no, we do tasks. I can't do all that sitting down working together. I would go crazy. It's like my old work sessions I used to do with Jade. I sit down, I give you a task, I give you a time limit. You got this time, you work. Okay? And the point of doing that is a lot of people miss it. Okay? You are supposed to sit down and do 30 minutes of working, okay? And so you know how to work faster. So you know how to get a lot of things done in a short amount of time, okay? Does that make sense?
Yes. Can you text me some of your tasks lists later on this time? for
Yep.
power hours. I just did a power hour today, and that's so freaking good because it's true, because that's what we say is we're all busy, but we're not too busy to work this business, and we can fit it in the pockets of our day. And the reason
Yep.
we do the power hours or whatever, power 30s, is so we can get quick done. On the potty, we all go pee.
Yeah.
Anything else? Well, I'm so excited. Thank you so much for coming on and loving on my team.
Yes, you're welcome. You guys can do this, okay? Don't lose that vision. Don't lose that focus. And like I said before, don't allow the temporary feelings that you're having right now affect your long-term results. And guess what? Here's the exciting news. You can start over. So no matter how you feel or how you've been feeling or whatever it is that you've been going through in your life, guess what? Tomorrow can be your day one of getting reorganized and reconfigure things together and what you want to do and have a day one again. Okay, so I love you guys. Thank you so much for having me on here. I have to go hop on another Zoom.
Thank you, babe. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.